fence. There's the road. Look up on it. Oh my gosh.
What's going on, guys? So today it's technically our Monday. It's Tuesday. We were at the shop yesterday working all day. We've been going crazy on Jordan's Prelude, trying to get this thing all ready to go and set up for ICC. We've got the motor on the stand behind me, so I'm gonna go ahead, pop it off the stand, get it on my sweet Tato Bean engine, my sweet Tato Bien engine cart I've got here, and get the transmission, clutch, all that stuff going on, get it going in the car, and get this thing back running, ready to go to get to the dyno. I'm super pumped. This is gonna be freaking awesome. I'm sick. This is sick. It looks so good. I gotta flip it around. Look at that. Freaking rad. So we got a lot of work to do to the CRX as well, but that's gonna be a video of its own, and we'll bring that to you right now. All right, so I need to run through and valve lash the engine, clean up the oil feed line, do a couple of things, and then we can start pulling it off the stand, put it on the Tato Bien cart, diamond claw, flywheel, get it all going together, trans on, and make it a car again so we can get this thing back on the dyno, get some sick rollers, and bring you guys some awesome content out at ICC of us. We'll probably have to roll race each other. We'll probably be roll racing everybody. Nick and the guys will all be out there. Goo Lagoon squad. I'm pretty pumped up for this. This is gonna be a huge year. Goo Lagoon, PFI Speed, GoofyBuilt, and Booster Boys collab. We're all gonna be out there. ICC. Sounds like Cletus and everyone's gonna be out there. Even the garage idiots. I am pumped up for this. Stay tuned, everybody. Right now, I'm yelling at you, Mario. You said the other day, I got it on film, you were taking tools out of my toolbox. I was like, Mario's never had to take tools out of the toolbox. And you said, I'll put them back. You put it in.
I want that clip. I want it to be time lapse up to that point, and then it says that and then time lapse to do.
All right, so I got the engine stand here. I do have a couple piles still I need to dustpan up, But we're gonna go ahead, get the engine off, going on the cart, and get this thing ready to rock. Super excited to get Jordan's Prelude going again. Look at the mayhem there from the pulley. We'll probably have to scuff that and put a little black on there before I drop it in. Otherwise, he will kill me. All right, got the trans clutch all on and tight. Just went through a valve lash the head. Got everything all taken care of and ready to start putting the motor back in the Prelude. We're coming along great on this bad girl. I do need to seal up the valve cover, but we've been cleaning up and everything's all tidied up, so everything's just coming along really good here. I think I might need I gotta check it out. I might need a valve cover gasket. I'm not sure. I gotta make sure everything's good and clean that out still, and then go ahead and seal it up and we'll get this thing in there. Freaking thing is looking so good. Almost OEM. So we got the car all back together. We need to get fluids in it, oil filter on it. I need to fix up this wire from the mayhem blasting the headlight out. But yeah, the whole car is coming together good. Kind of making our way through everything. Nick's got the side skirts and everything wrapped now. He just did the front, or the rear lip. He's got to do the front still. Underneath here, I just got the exhaust all on. What else? We got the exhaust all on. Everything. I mean, everything's pretty much done. Everything's done. Might be a few bolts. I need to do a bolt check, make sure everything's tight, but I need an alternator belt, an oil filter, oil, motor, trans, and coolant, and we will be ready to start this sucker. I'm gonna put fresh gas in it too, but I already have 5 gallons in his pink jug. So we're right around the corner on Jordan's Prelude. Super stoked to get him back out there on the pavement, on the dyno. Sick.
Whoop whoop. Okay, so it needs to go outside and get washed. You know, he's still bolting it up, but this is the first time with everything on it. The lips, the new side skirts. You guys remember that line with the primer? None of that anymore. This thing's gonna look so good in the sun. Dang. Lip. Where'd you get this plate, dude? That thing's sick.
What?
Where'd you get the
Vintage plate?
Yeah.
Yeah, eBay, bro.
That looks so good.
Most of this car's on eBay. Literally.
eBay's looking pretty good. All right, well, she's just about ready to dyno, but
we got her fired up and she's idle and super rich. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the injectors out. We'll have Jamie toss them in the machine and we'll see what's cooking with this bad girl.
yeah, just we're gonna be safe, you know, because you know,
Better safe than sorry.
100%.
I gotta get it right side. Got the car all strapped down back on the dyno. New crank dampener bearings, went through it all. Fresh timing belt, ATI. So we'll see how she does. All right, so we're not exactly sure, but something is kind of a little seeming like it's might be off timing. So we're gonna dive in here and see if we can get this cover off. And then we're also gonna fix our little deadhead here and put the wires kind of deadheaded together instead of all in that little connector there. And then we're trying to find the mark on the flywheel to see if we were at TDC, and that's kind of unclear. So when we have it all apart and we've got it lined up, we'll put a mark on the flywheel so we know that as well. Because we pulled a bunch of fuel and it was still sitting right about 9. I mean, it would go to 10 a little bit, but not
I pulled like
yeah,
30%,
30+%.
and then I pulled a bunch out of the dead times even, and it didn't change.
Yeah, so.
And then the turbo is also kind of still spooling real hard when you shut it off, so it kind of acts like
Seems
the
like it's
timing's
retarded for sure. So we're gonna dive in there, see what we can figure out. The only mark we do see on the flywheel has them line up kind of about here. So it does show that they may be off, but it's hard to trust. It's like a dent, not really a mark that seems like it was made on purpose.
It looks like there's like a circle on the back, but then the top, it looks like somebody just smashed a bolt
some
onto
threads
it.
and stuff into it. Yeah, it definitely looks like a bolt smash. Yeah, so we're gonna see what's up. All right, so I got the mount all off, crank pulley, bolt, all that stuff off, cover. We're diving in deep here. Come on, focus up. Turn some. Here, we'll just come down here because it's not focusing up there. All right, so down here. We're trying to see if that dot is lined up. Right now it looks like it is pretty good with that black mark there. So I'm gonna have to stick my head in there and make sure everything's dialed in as much as I like it. But right now I have it lined up top here. Not too close. So those two, this little white line, there's a line where their white is, and there's a line where the white is. So those two are the two cam gears, they're lined up. And looking over here, might need to grab Jamie's flashlight to actually see in there, but that dent, see if the dent is close. A weird thread dent. Looks like a 12mm bolt smacked the flywheel. So the dent is definitely up there. But we spun it all the way around and we didn't see a mark anywhere on the entire flywheel on any side. So something's weird there. Normally you're supposed to time them off that because, you know, they have timing covers and everything covering all this up, and the H doesn't have a timing mark on the crank pulley. So normally you time it off the flywheel, but I'm not seeing the mark on this twin disc flywheel. Down here everything's looking pretty good, but it's just hard to say. I'm gonna have to dive in there and see for sure. Alright guys, so I ran over to the other side. I lined everything up down low where I liked it, and I went and got this unit right here. So right now it goes in, but it didn't, which does tell me it was slightly off time. It wasn't 100. So now I've got this going in and out. Tensioner's tight, belt's on, like in the slack, no guitar strings. And so we'll go ahead and we'll pull that bolt out. I'm gonna dive in here one more time, make sure that where I got it all tightened up is exactly where I liked it. I did put the belt on, and before I tightened the tensioner, I came down here and I made sure it was right. But just gotta make sure again. Yep, it didn't roll back at all. So it is still sitting. You see that? The arrow is matching the dot. They line up. So, don't matter or excuse all the belt grime. I'm not sure what's all that is about. This belt is Mario's old Gates belt that we took off at the beginning of the season that had the fray on the inside. It looks like Jordan's kind of just took the fray right away. So, I'm not sure. We're gonna be watching that, make sure the belt's good. It does seem to be riding all right. It's riding the outside, but most H's do. All right, let's get this thing back together. Well, yeah, so we've got the head off here and we figured it out. So first off, we think our tick may have to do with this carbon buildup because it's super thick and there's some little round circles on the exhaust side of the pistons where they may have been smacking. But these guys right here, so you see there, that's our misfire. So I've got fresh valves here, no carbon. I'm going to change out these two, and we're gonna leave these two because they look good. The carbon's very minimal, so we're gonna have two fresh carbonless valves on 1 and 4, and we're gonna get rocking on this sucker so we can get it back to the dyno because we didn't make much progress yet. And I haven't told Jordan. He called me earlier and he was like, "How are things going?" And I was like, "Yeah, we're just trying to figure out the misfire, So we're gonna get it fixed, and we'll let him know when it's all taken care of. All right, exhaust side valves. So we do have springs and retainers in this John. Well, we have dual springs. They are stock. So on the intake of an H series, you have an inner and an outer spring dual. So we took the intake side and we put it on the exhaust side. So now both sides are dual. And then like I just pulled apart this one right here. You can't see it, but there's an H in front of me. These were the springs on the exhaust, just single springs. We do run stock valves in this John boy, but it'll work. It'll do the thing. So I need to get these guys out of there, and then I need to go ahead and lap these fresh ones in there, along with just kind of cleaning everything up, making sure it's all nice and tidy, that I like it. Sorry for the air compressor. This is a shock. Wick Fab, check out their new lockout shifter. Super sick. We're gonna get one for Stevens. Hot Rod Saboteur. Super good price point as well. You'll have to check that out. I think he's working on getting those released here soon. I know he's got one in a customer car in his car, and he's trying to get some done to get them out on the site and get production going. Catch pans are in stock if you need one. There is a serious line in all of the rockers, but they don't seem to be flattened out or wiped out or anything, but there is a serious line I can see. Some sort of light line. Definite feature there. Let's make sure. Whoa, what cylinder we're in. Okay, we're in cylinder 1 right now. I wasn't sure if we were in 4. I need to get these locks out. These are stock locks. I need to keep the locks we have with the retainers in rotation. I'm gonna grab a screwdriver real quick. I think DR. Boom, just like that, boys. That's the first cylinder, the one with the bent valves, the problem child. So after we fix this, the head should just already work. It should be better. See, we pulled the single spring off. That's the inside. Put those bad boys together. And if you wanted even more, you could get aftermarket seats, or not seats. They're the center. There's a washer that goes on the bottom that centers everything. The locator. You can get aftermarket locators that are slightly thicker to up the seat pressure to make your springs bitter. Makes it stronger. More power, baby. Stick these two through here. Pull out the bent johns. So we're gonna have to lap some new boys in there, but see those guys? They don't sit straight. And this one isn't even sitting, like it's almost sitting straight on the carbon. The valve, the sides aren't even touching the table. It's on the carbon. You're probably getting. So those are what we're taking out. This is what we're putting in. So got the lopping compound here. We're gonna start with some little bit coarser stuff. work our way to the fine, get this thing nice and dialed in. Dialed, boys. Dialed with GoofyBuilt. All right. So I don't have the best tools for this, and I'll probably do this off camera just so I can rock it out. I don't know. I gotta use a vacuum line and a drill. It's a process. All right, check that noise out. So that is nice lapped, clean valve. Went through 3 different compounds: coarse, less coarse, and then fine. This is the before. Valve looking kind of like this. Let's get my arm out of the way. You see all that grime. So on the other side, inside here, same but different. See all the grime on the left one? Let's see the nice clean ring on this right one. Just knocked down the impact. So we're gonna get that nice clean ring. Oh. These ones over here in cylinder 4, and then these ones here in cylinder 1. Super sick. I don't know if anyone likes Fords anymore, dude. Ever since Henry died, like, no one cares. You know? Henry was the last Ford enthusiast. And when I refer to Henry, I mean Henry himself, dude. I had a 10 mil. What did I do with it? So we're just chilling, you know. Hang with Chachi. Here's the 10 Chachi. So check that noise out right there. It looks super nice. Nice and seated, evenly gapped. It's coming together really well here. All right, so problem solved. We should have compression in cylinder 1 now, but we're gonna go ahead. While we're here, we're gonna change out the valves on the exhaust side on cylinder 4 also, because there's just a bunch of carbon buildup, kind of like this one that's just freaking sitting really high and just covered in gunk. So go ahead and pop those suckers out, clean that one out, relap the fresh 2 valves. I got these, those ones are for the 2 number 4. Now we're gonna keep rocking this sucker. All right, just took care of a smudge, but we're working on these valves right here. We're making good progress on these suckers. So, all right. So this one right here, I just lapped with the 2nd compound, and we're doing the other valve right now, and then we'll get our fine compound out here, fine grade. So, making good progress. And this thing is coming out super nice. So we already got cylinder 1 all back together, and all these other ones don't really have any carbon on them. So we'll have a full fresh head, and we'll be going back together in just a second with this bad unit. Hoping we should be, now definitely we should be back together by the end of the day. So I still have to put it back on the lift racket to pull the dampener and everything back off to time it up. Because I do have to get the cover off with the manual tension and everything. I could try and put the belt back on the way I took it off, but not gonna be easy. So let's get this thing knocked out. All right, we got the head all on there. We're tightening things up. We got the exhaust manifold going on. Need to put these clamps on. We're making our way around. I need to get an intake manifold on the way because that sucker, the gasket did not make it allowed alive. So we'll get an intake manifold gasket on it. I need to plug all the injectors and stuff back in because we had all that unplugged, trying to compression test and figure things out. So get all this stuff back together, intake manifold gasket on the way, and hopefully they got one or can get one by 5 or something, so we can get this thing finished up and on the dyno tomorrow or tonight and keep on rocking. We're making good progress. The biggest thing is getting it on the lift or jacked up to get the crank pulley and stuff off so I can get it timed once I get the intake manifold gasket on and get that all buttoned up. I don't really want to put the cans in and get them in the way while I got to work back there because it's just going to make it all stacked higher and higher, and I got to get back there and put those nuts and everything on, and it's kind of nice the way it is right now. So we're going to get that all figured out and nailed out, and we'll be right back with you when this thing is done like a light switch. All right, doing a quick oil change. We got this thing all dialed back in, timed up, ready to go. Did the valve last, checked compression. We got 150 in cylinder 1. So we got our fresh can in here. Go ahead and get this sucker on there and then put some nice VR1 in it. Get this thing rocking, ready to roll.
So Shane, you don't put oil on the rubber seal of the...
No, I just lick it. Just gotta get a little lube.
There he goes, folks. Folks!
I used to fill them all the way up, dude, and I'd be trying to put it on with like full oil in it.
That's what I do.
Screw that, dude. That's too much work. It'll fill up.
If the crank fully flies off again, that's why.
It was the filter's fault.
Yeah, it's because of the filter.
Gotta get that extra. For Mario, his leaks if you don't do that. This is what it looks like when you have ED. Yeah, I'm gonna start it. Let's try it. Battery might be dead. I don't know.
Do you have enough battery?
Keeps being like that, dude. It might be dead. I don't know.
That sounds better.
It already sounds better.
It still sounds very ticky. Is the tick that bad before?
Always sounded like
Yeah.
Well, but that's normal. It's on one line of the roof.
Well, she's still a ticking unit. We haven't quite figured that out. I got cylinders 1 and 4 all lapped out, and they're working great now, though. So, super excited to get this thing back on the dyno. It's not missing anymore or having any weird bugs. The wideband's reading all right now, sitting around 12 something instead of 9 pegged to 8, 9. Got good oil pressure, no check engine light. Just a darn tick, darn lifter tick. I'm not sure. We've gone through everything at this point, and the only thing I could really have done is have the machine shop recut the seats, reseat all the valves, make sure everything's dialed in there, because we've valve lasted 100 times. We've changed the rockers, the lifters, the lost motion guys. We've done all that stuff, and it still ticks away. So I'm not sure exactly what it is. Kind of drives me crazy, but I don't know. It is nasty though. I definitely don't like it. All right, so I was just looking at the dyno and checking this out. It looks like steering Jordan's Prelude over to the dyno. This bolt fell out of the steering column, and there isn't even one in it right now. There is no steering column bolt at all, which is crazy to think that that probably has been loose since we restored the car and finally just fell out just now. Like, that literally has probably been loose for 4 or 5 years since we restored the car, put the subframe and steering rack in after replacing all the burned and damaged stuff. That's nuts. Definitely not good.
Good to find now, though.
Well, I found the bolt. The bolt was on the dyno. And I was like, Jamie, did this come out of the atom? This is a steering bolt. And he gave me the eyes like, I hope not. So I checked out the Atom, and it's got like set screws. It doesn't have factory bolts. Definitely wasn't that. So then I was like, well, let me go check Jordan's. And boom, whoop, there it is. He was missing a bolt. All right, so we got the leak down tester all in there. It looks like we are holding 80, almost 80 pounds, like 75, 78 pounds of pressure. And we got 0% leak down. I could put it over in the set over here, but it's just not falling off at all, no matter where I put it. And I just finished cylinder 1, so we got spring retainers now, both sides, actual spring retainers, and not just stock intake springs on both sides with retainers. And this thing coming along. It sucks. We're gonna dump the engine back down, pull the pulley back off to time it all, and put that all back together for like a 5th time. But it is what it is, and hopefully this thing doesn't tick as bad when we get it all together, because it'll actually have some spring pressure and stuff now, and might make it all just kind of tighter and quieter. I don't know. That's the hopes, really. Might still just tick like a, you know, like a. But we got Derek's all swapped. You guys saw that in the last video. Still got a couple little things to do here and there, but it's gonna be good. We'll get this one finished up. I need to pull the leak down off. Go to the next cylinder. Probably end up going to number 4, since I know number 4 is at the same spot number 1 is with the piston. So I can just do number 4 right now without having to spin the motor, and then spin it 180 and do the other one. Making our way to the end of the line. We're on to the last cylinder. After this, I haven't decided what way I'm going to do this, but I think I'm going to do a double whammy, and like, I'm going to pull out both these plugs, pull it all this way as far as I can. So on this side, I'll be able to do most of it, but on this side, I'm only going to be able to do the very last cylinder, cylinder 4. And I'll change out the LMAs in that cylinder, and then I'll slide it all back that way. Try and do as many cylinders as I can. I'm not sure if the boost pipe's gonna allow me to do this cylinder, or if the shock tower is gonna allow me to do it. Hopefully we can slide right past the shock tower and get 2 and 3 and 4 done, so we can come back the other way, go back the other way. Ooh, chills. It's getting chillier and chillier out here. Go back the other way though and do 2 and 3, I mean 1 and 2, because we got all the spring LMAs here. Also, I mean, that's kind of like a Type R style or a Skunk 2 style LMA. So try and swap all that out, because these hydraulic LMAs could be click-clacking as well. It may just be the seats. I don't know. There's a lot of things going on in my head. Like, that's kind of the noise we hear, but I valve lashed it 110 times and it always is there. So it's like, is it the valve lash? I don't know. We're going to lash it again once we're all back together, of course. I got to pull the timing cover and all that stuff off down there, but we're working our way to that. Yeah, it's not just do it instantly and it all just works, but we'll get it done. You know we do. That's how we do. So we're working on cylinder number 2 right now. We got the exhaust valves off. We got the springs in there. I got the one retainer right here with one keeper in it. The others are in here. Got to pop them all out with my little screwdriver. And then it looks like on the intake side. So I'm glad I'm in here, honestly, because it looks like we got a couple weird ducts. We got a couple weird retainers or keepers that aren't the same. So on cylinder 3, I just had this entire valve had 2 different keepers. They were the same keepers, but they were 2 different ones in the entire rest of the head. And then this cylinder right here has 1 different keeper. I don't know if they're stock keepers or what they are, but I've got extra long keepers in my toolbox. So I pulled 2 out of there and then put them in that one. And then I got to get 1 more for this one, because that's what it looks like these ones are. The long ones matched. These retainers and keepers, not the springs, but the retainers and keepers, we're out of Mario's after he 1-2-1'd a long time ago. But since we got the kit here, we just got everything. And new retainers, new keepers, everything. New retainers and springs. all that good stuff, and then LMAs. So this thing will definitely, if it's not completely like not ticking, it should be way quieter for sure, because everything's going to be a lot better, a lot nice and a lot tighter for sure. Which tighter is good, tighter's quieter. A lot of the bigger, the deeper, or whatever, the thicker the valve lash, usually the noisier the tappets and all that stuff is. So try and get this thing dialed in. Well, I'll be damned, we got the freaking thing all back together. We gotta fire it up, make sure everything's good to go, but whew, huge shout out to these lights for kicking butt. CRX is out there looking good. Alright, let's let some oil and everything get into the head. Definitely a lot quieter than before. It's still a little bit of a tick. I definitely need to tighten up the alternator belt, but it's not squealing or anything. It's kind of hopping about. Timing belt, I did just fire it up, and I had to drop the tamper back off and tighten up the belt a little bit. I didn't like how loose it was, but it's a lot better now. I definitely don't like how it rides the front, but Mario's rides the front identically. Got a little ting and rattling from this guy. Still a lot of noise up in here. See if it quiet down. We're gonna let it warm up. We're gonna let it warm up. We got all new LMAs, springs, retainers. Went through the whole thing. Definitely quieter, but still making some noise. Still kind of, I don't know, it's not as, it's deeper now. It's not as ticky. It's more clicky almost. I don't know. Trying to figure it out. Something in the head. The valve lash is nice and tight. Let this thing warm up. Oil pressure's nice. About 70 right now, 71. Yeah, so we'll tighten up that belt in the morning, right before it goes on the dyno or something. Check the dampener's sitting solid, belt's sitting solid. It's not walking, it's just kind of riding outside, but it's looking good. Probably turn my lights off on. They're nice, honestly. I'll leave them. They've been kicking butt. I spilled some oil, but I wanted to watch to see if the can seals were leaking or not. I don't think they are. It sounds a lot better. I'm excited to get this thing rocking. Kind of idle and high. May have a vacuum leak or something. Not sure. Might just need a little bit of love. Heck yeah.
How you doing?
Good, dude. What do you got here?
I brought you a little something.
We got some stickets for Skid Row, man. And some hickories for the cars.
Yes, sir.
Little turtle power here. I like it.
And we got a little something. Jeez.
Holy crap. Give me a flip, Nick. That is sick.
Dang.
I love it. Super stoked. Those turned out awesome. So be there, ICC. Get yourself a shirt. We're making sure we're stashing them all. We're not letting any of the homies have them, dude.
No one can have one. Only fans.
That's it. Burping it out. Got some coolant in it because winter's coming. It'll be all right. It's a street car. It's just a driver. Warming it up, letting it idle. Might turn the fan off. Let it go a little further. Make sure the thermostat opens up. looking good in here for now, right now. Jamie wants to roll it, and mine's charging the battery. His fired right up. I need to fix the battery charger I have in the trunk of it because I got it with the trunk closed on me. CRX is looking good. We're charging the battery because I started it last night and it was like 9 volts when I was cranking. Not when I was running, but when I was cranking. Right now on the charger, we're probably sitting at 12.4, so we got a long ways to go. I like it to sit 12.4 without the charger. We roll into the dyno bay. Got the cleanup crew going on. ICC's gonna go hard, guys. $572.
24 pounds.
Yeah. They look super smooth, long. I mean,
Yeah.
power band forever.
Let's go ahead and hit the timing light on it.
Okay.
Because it felt a little chuggy and it seemed
Okay.
very chuggy.
Yeah?
I don't know if your mark was right.
Yeah.
That was on the distributor.
Yeah, we can check it up. That's a great place. I mean, it's just, yeah, get the timing set, and I think it's 572 here is gonna be 630, 40 there.
I'm gonna pull the touch. I've got to add a little fuel. It was a little leaner than I wanted. So,
Yeah,
like, it was a little leaner here than I want.
yeah, so it's a
it'll
little
be-
bit leaner there.
Yeah.
Okay. Woo! So the torque is incorrect. It's calibrated currently for a single cam and a different gear. The last car we tuned, but 622.
That was only 22 pounds.
Woo!
So you got to keep in mind when the timing's off like that, and
Yeah.
it's retarded,
I'm retarded?
it acts like two-step.
Yeah,
So it fires it,
a little early.
and
Get a
then
little
it
more-
lights
little
in
more
the pipe,
boost,
and
yeah.
then it, you know.
Sheesh. She's gonna rip, yeah.
All your hard work paid off. There you go.
It's definitely coming together.
We're doing good.
Freaking Ron.
Yeah, buddy. That looks good.
All right, so we freaking got this thing fired up and back together. Made some good power on the dyno, clean 622. Mario has been itching to get this video done and out to you guys, so gotta get this outro all finished up. He's gonna head out here with the trailer. He's got a fresh deck, nice little Dodge from his buddy to tow it out to ICC, and we got our whole fleet here, so I'm super stoked. Stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe down below. This has been a battle bringing this guys to you. Freaking taking this all of the time we had. Super thankful to all the guys, Nick and Jordan, Mario, everyone for coming together and helping us just get this thing knocked out. The car has been a battle, but we made it and we conquered it, and it's gonna be sweet out at ICC this weekend. I'm super stoked. All right, ladies and gents, car's looking good. We're feeling good, made good power. So Jordan's on the way. We're gonna get this thing loaded up, and we'll see you guys out at ICC. This is sick.
Yeah, I'm about to do an oil change on the beater. Get her loaded up, and
Black
then
magic.
that's gonna be my chariot for the
Yeah.
weekend. So
Left leg gonna be in full effect.
yeah, it's been a while since I haven't had a strain. I'm just gonna tear it up.
Giddy. Coming out to play. Excited.
We got rinsed up. It's pretty rad.
Yeah, give her a bath. Get her ready for ICC.
Hell yeah, man.
Get Rick.
Check out that other side, bro.
Oh, yeah.
The side. And the front. Yeah, we saw the front when you pulled up. Ice cream cruise.
Austin thought this was a dog treat.
It could be. They have a dog competition at ICC.
I filmed it last year. I'm gonna have to film it again this year.
I keep telling Chachi he's gonna have to bring Grizzy for it.
What is it?
It's fucking B-series got the dipstick up here.
Yeah, you shouldn't have started it. Should have pushed it. That's hot.
You should use your chainmail as a glove.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it to see if it's like pretty clean. I might not. It is the beater after all.
Do you think you should get a chainmail shift?
They put this in such a dumb spot.
Is it gold?
Yeah.
Is it gold there?
Send it, dude. It's gold.
Is it gold and metal flakes?
Or is it brown?
I can't get it in the hole.
Is it gold or is it brown?
The hole?
No, it's
the hole's
clean.
brown.
The oil's clean. All right, Aaron. I'll put some DR in it.
No, he wants essential oils in there. Like tea tree oil.
So this oil change you've been saying you're gonna do for the last 6 months, you're not doing?
Nah, it's mint, dude.
You know what you're doing? Mint.
He doesn't know what he's doing because he's pouring from the front.
I'm a pro, dude.
Then why are you doing it like that? You
This
got
is the way you're supposed to pour it.
no,
Hands are
dude. You
upside
need to have
down.
the quart sideways. Why you got it upside down?
Did I drop a splash?
No, you didn't. But you had it upside
This is
down.
the way to do it, because then it
No,
doesn't start pouring until
90 degrees. Sideways. Sideways. Thank you. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe down below. This is GoofyBuilt and peace out.